question, so would you please welcome it in, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome Jimmy Onfield, Alan Ainscough, Gary Brabbin, Jeff Chandler, Scott Darton, Tony Green, Steve Harrison, Sandy Harris, Mark Joseph. Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Spence. Nice round of applause for Derek.
There we go. Well, what can I say? I didn't think this hall would be filled. It's unbelievable. It's actually fantastic. I've just been in there with all them ex-players. I'm dizzy. I'm absolutely dizzy. I need to calm down. Because some of them have lost their name badges already. I don't know who they are. All I've got to do is say thank you to a lot of people. Because this is and has been a dream of an awful lot of people. So don't underestimate what is happening tonight. This is history in the making.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Blackpool's own Jimmy Onfield. Jimmy, great as always to see you, and as Derek was saying, arguably this is long overdue, but what a fantastic night, and great to see so many former players.
Well, of course, that's the idea of it. A lot of other clubs have had this, and I remember talking to Derek about it. Well, I asked him the question, and then I sat down and listened for 25 minutes. And we thought it was a very good idea. It is, because we've. I think it's great. We've had a remarkable thing that's happened tonight. Yeah.
We have got the expertise at this football club to just bring the whole community together and actually, hopefully, help our community. And that's what this is all about at the end of the day. I've just been talking to Alan Ainscough, and we've raised nearly £5,000 for Alan and Ian Britton. Yeah? Do you know what he's just said to me? And it brought a tear to my eye. He said, do you know, Derek, he said, it's lovely that you've raised that money for me. He said, but, he said, meeting all these people and knowing that they care for me is fabulous, and money doesn't come into it. And we're hoping now to include a lot more of the ex-players on the committee. We'll be asking them to get involved more, and hopefully who's going to benefit? Of course, it's to be the football club and the community, and that's just fantastic for me.
So Mike, we'll start with you. So when you think back to the club, do you think of more of a coaching side, or are you playing?
Good question. I really liked when I was coaching. I really enjoyed it, but obviously coaching replaces playing, and of which, you know, I played a lot of times, and it was great. So the playing was the biggest part of everything.
And we're with Gary, you coach.
Yeah. I must have been a good coach to get him in the team.
What was it like, Gary?
I honestly, to this day, do not know what he'd done at the club. He was there every morning. I think he was social advisor, because I remember having a great social life when I was at Blackpool, and I think it's all down to him. Thanks very much for that, James.
No problem. I'm okay with it.
So what are your standout memories from playing for the club?
I love my time here. I'm still friends with a lot of the players of that era. You know, I think you can see there's a good atmosphere between everyone, and you don't always get that at other clubs. There was a real good atmosphere, and you know, the fans were really backed us. They were brilliant, and it was just a really good time in my career, and I've really got fond memories of my time at Blackpool.
Right, so Andy, you played for Blackpool in the 90s. What are your long memories of the club?
Well, I think my lasting memory, I suppose, was the playoff defeat by Bradford, which I was obviously part of back in the 95-96 season. But I mean, prior to that, you know, great atmosphere, great supporters. I mean, I'm obviously going to say that, but you know, I honestly believe that was the case. You know, obviously enduring memories of Billy Eyre, who brought me to the club. You know, he took me to Halifax, took me here. I've got fond memories of him, obviously. So proud to see how how the club has progressed over the last few years. There seems to be a lot of promises in the 80s and 90s, but it's great to see that they've come to fruition at long last. And it sounds like everyone's enjoying the new atmosphere that's here at Bloomfield Road.
We believe that you were signed on some kind of players fund where everyone chipped in for you. What do you make of that one?
Yeah, it was called a buy a player fund or sponsor a player fund or something like that. And I think Owen Oyston at the time, who was the chairman, I think he promised to double what the proceeds of the game were that night in order to purchase a player. And Billy squandered it on me.
And I believe your first goals for the club were in the big derby, Preston. You can think back?
Yes, I do remember. It was on the artificial turf. And I think a lad who ended up playing alongside me scored 2 in that game, as did I, Tony Ellis. Don't ask Michael Davies about the goal that he scored, because he'll be here for the next half hour explaining it to you.
Right, so Steve, we just had you up on stage there. You look like you enjoyed yourself pleasing the crowd.
Well, it was nice. You know, it was a good atmosphere. I know plenty. I don't know the modern lads now, but those in the 70s, 60s perhaps I know, and it's a good atmosphere. It was great, and I hope people enjoyed it. I certainly did.
So you must love coming to events and seeing a lot of familiar faces you haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah. I mean, something like this is brilliant. It's brilliant, you know. And when you see, you compare yourself. Who looks older, me or them? But no, it's good. And when you see people like Dave Hatton and Dennis Swan, I played a long time ago, many years ago. Glyn James, Derek Spence, you know, many more I can mention. It's really good, and it's been a really nice evening, really pleasant.
And obviously you played for Blackpool in your young years. What can you remember from back then?
Well, just the excitement of pulling that tangerine jersey. I'm a Blackpool-born lad, and you know, and I used to watching, especially night games. You know, when you saw that tangerine, you thought, I want to be there. I want to do that, and I did. So it was a dream come true for me, playing alongside. I was Jimmy's apprentice when they first started. He didn't give me much of a Christmas tip, mine, but it was very good. He was very good with it, as he is. He's a gentleman. But no, it was exciting, you know, and to feel as though you've represented your local team, and you know you've had I don't know 280 to 200 games. No, it was great, and it's always lovely again to come and watch games. I'm watching the game tomorrow, so it brings back a lot. It brings back a lot of memories.
Right, so Neil, you had a brief spell as a player here. What are your memories from there?
Very brief, yeah. To be honest, I was coaching at the time, and it was when Bill was manager, Billy, and it was some shortage of players more than anything. Rather than I'd been playing in the reserves alongside some of the young players. I was youth coach at the time, and just got the call one day to I'm playing you on Saturday, and that was Stoke away. So I ended up playing the last 11 games that season.
So you did a bit of coaching here, and then I believe you went on to Man United?
That's right, yeah. I was 6 years working here, and then got the call to go over and work at Man U.
So you were at the club as well, obviously the treble season, 99. How involved were you a little bit there?
Just watching as much as anything, you know, that climax of that season was incredible, you know, the way it all panned out. And to be in Barcelona when those last 3 minutes will be something you'd never forget. You know, it was a really memorable time. 3 former Blackpool players here. We'll start with yourself, Dave. Yeah. Can you take us through your best memory for the football club when you were here?
Well, the best memories are probably my colleagues that I played with. We had a fantastic camaraderie between us all, and these are just 2 of my friends here who stayed for the last 40 years. We had a tremendous team spirit. Unfortunately, we've lost a couple of our good friends, Alan Suddick, John Craven, Harry Thompson, but the rest that are still going, we're still in touch with them, majority of them, and I can only say that my time at Blackpool was one of the best times of my career. Yeah. So,
and Glyn? Hi. Well, take us through your time here.
Well, it was a long time because I came here from North Wales when I was 15. Never left. But you finish playing your football career and your kids have been born here and they settle down here and they get married here, so I'm still here if you want to know. But these 2 here were great pals to play with. And I think what Jimmy Armfield said earlier, that match against Arsenal, which these 2 had played in, was one of my best memories of playing here. Can be 2-0. They were actually the double holders at the time. They'd won the previous year the league and the cup, so they were a useful side to say the least. And we were 2-0 down at half time and finished up 3-2. And when Mickey Burns, who scored the winner, it was a fantastic. He could score goals from anywhere, Mick. But that's about my best memory. Yeah.
And so just positive vibes throughout, so you can echo that?
Yeah, the same. I mean, I came in 69, Morty signed me. The only downside was for me, as I lived next door to Greenie for 2 years. Other than that, he's been fine. But no, I've just got to say what Dave and Glyn have said. It was a family club. The wives, the kids, and everybody sort of got on well together. And when we went out and we played, especially when we won promotion, the night against Arsenal, what Glyn was saying, the night at Preston Stays, you know, when Big Fred got all 3 goals. I made 2 of them, by the way. But no, it was good, real good times. It's nice to see him now. We come back every so often. I mean, I've got free board and lodgings at his house tonight, so I'm all right.
You haven't got the bill yet.
But no, it was a good time. Good time being Blackpool, the football club, the town, you know, the supporters, everybody.
Well, obviously, I mean, we're not in touch with the players in the dressing room, the modern day players, but that's all that comes over in their interviews in the Gazette or the local. They've got the same sort of team spirit, stick together sort of philosophy, and I think that's a big thing in football.